Hi. Feel like I'm having a little bit of a hard time breathing tonight, so forgive me if I kind of act a little bit not right. And also, I'm becoming more crooked because of my back issues, so I try to overcompensate. um, anyway, I am going to read. I don't want to let that fall by the wayside. I do want to keep going. Even if I'm doing it for myself, it's fine. I think it will get better as I keep going. And I am going to try to do a better job because I know that I stutter and I stammer and I don't pronounce words correctly and I can destroy a sentence. I am reading the Walk in the Light series, Restoration, by Todd Bennett in the I will post his website and his YouTube channel, which I think is awesome. I am still on chapter 2, and let's get going. Interestingly, another matter that evolutionists cannot explain through their hypothesis is the existence of giants. Throughout the scriptures, we read detailed accounts of giants, yet the evolutionists have no explanation for this race of beings. There have been numerous archaeological digs throughout the world which have found the remains of giants, yet the scientists have no idea how to categorize these anomalies. Because giants do not fit within their evolutionary paradigm, in ancient days it was common for people to place these giant remains in temples because it was believed that they belonged to the gods. The scriptures have answers to questions which baffle scientists. Contrary to the evolutionist, the creation models have very logical explanations for the variations that secular geologists use to support their evolution-based hypothesis, which contradict with the scriptural accounts of creation. Sadly, there are those believers who feel the need to accommodate the old earth scientific theories and try to force them into the scriptural accounts, which does nothing but open the door to discredit and weaken the scriptures, which is exactly what evolutionists are attempting to accomplish. For instance, there are some well-known Christians who try to squeeze millions, even billions of years into the first week of creation. In other words, they postulate that maybe a day is not really a day, but rather millions or billions of years. They do this to accommodate science and to supposedly make the scripture fit within the findings of science rather than the other way around. If you start reinterpreting the scriptures to appease the wild imagination of evolutionists, then you have, in essence, elevated science above the scriptures. In my opinion, there is absolutely no need to discount or diminish the scriptures in light of scientific findings because the scriptural account is supported by science, just not evolutionary science. The scriptural account of creation is not only supported by science, it is the only explanation that makes sense. Therefore, it is within the construct that we will examine history in the light of the scriptures. That is chapter 2. I get to start chapter 3 next. That is amazing. I take the page out to read it. I actually, if you were to buy this book, it's a small paperback book. They're not that big. They're not that hard to read. But I have printed it, and I'll actually, because I had a PDF file and I print the book out, it actually has these humongous, I don't know if you can see that, humongous margins. And it's all on one-sided. I should have done it two-sided paper, and at the time that I did it, I didn't even think about it. So it's huge, and it looks scary when people see it, but it's just a little paperback book, and anybody who buys these could read these so fast, really. It would be awesome if somebody were to actually have these books and read them, and then they could just, either set me straight or, make comments on them. So anyway, what I do is when they mention scriptures, I usually will write it out on the page. I don't know, this might be too shiny. I don't know if you can see that. So what I do is I will literally write the scriptures, make notes, and, at the time. And I never did finish this book. That's why I want to commit to this, because I really want to finish this, and I want to get back on track and stuff. So anyway, I found some information on the giants, which I am going to, it will be, I will add it to the places where, I talked about it. And I understand that a lot of people, when they see the pictures that I will post within this video, they will probably, some people might say they're photoshopped, some people might say that they're not real for whatever reason. And that's fine. I mean, people are going to believe what they want to believe, and I would love to see them. And I mean, you hear stories, think about it, that you have seen people that were like, I don't know, I'll have to find it and I'll put it in there, where there was a man that was like, I think he was 9 feet tall, or it might be taller, I'll have to find it, but there was a gentleman, and that's like, if you think about it, it's a small giant. And there are some people, bounce. Anyway, but I'll put those in there. It's not impossible. So, with that being said, I will start a different video to do chapter 3. So I'm really, I know, chapter 3, big deal. I'm excited. The chapters are not that long, which is another thing. When I post the website to his books, I highly recommend them. And I'm not saying that this obviously does not take the place of scripture. This is a man who did his research, who wrote a book of his findings. And he went from Christianity to just following the scriptures only and not listening to what man says. So with that being said, I do read it, I listen, but whatever you read, whoever you listen to, you should always go to the scriptures to back it up, to check it out, to verify, etc. So, I get distracted. ADD. I see things. Okay. So with that said, I am going to stop this video, and I will talk to you guys later. And yes, I will look the same, because I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit. I'm going to start chapter 3, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Y'all have a good night.